Let me tell you about a man named David. He retired at 63, had $400,000 saved, had a plan, or at least he thought he did. 18 months later, he was back at work. Not because he wanted to be, because the market dropped 34% in his first year. He had no cash buffer, and he was forced to sell his investments at the worst possible time to pay his electric bill. He didn't do anything reckless. He just didn't know what he didn't know. And here's what scares me. According to a 2023 Fidelity survey, 54% of Americans have never once calculated how much they actually need to retire. They have a number in their head, $1 million, or I'll figure it out, but they've never run the real math. David had a number in his head too. If you're within 5 to 10 years of retirement, this video is the one conversation David never got to have. 13 specific things, in order of importance, that can add tens of thousands and in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars to your retirement. Things that most financial advisors gloss over. Things that most people only learn about after it's too late to act. Stay with me, because by the time we get to number 7, you're going to understand a tax window that most people completely miss, one that could quietly save you $50,000 to $150,000 over the course of your retirement. And number 11 will show you a healthcare mistake that costs early retirees over $90,000. Let's start with the foundation. Number 1. Calculate your real retirement number. Not a guess, the actual number. Most people retire with a target in mind. That target is usually wrong, and not by a little. Here's what the data shows. According to Vanguard's How America Saves report, the average 401k balance for Americans aged 65 and older is $232,710. Under the 4% rule, which says you can safely withdraw 4% per year without running out of money over a 30-year retirement, that portfolio produces $9,308 per year in income. That's $775 a month before taxes. Add the average Social Security benefit of $1,907 per month in 2024, and you're looking at roughly $2,682 a month total. For most Americans, that is not enough to maintain their current lifestyle, not even close. Here's the formula. Take your current annual expenses, multiply by 25. That's your target. If you spend $60,000 a year right now, you need $1.5 million saved. If you spend $80,000 a year, you need $2 million. Write that number down before this video ends. Everything else on this list builds from it. And if this is making sense so far, please show some love and support by leaving a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any opinions or questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to help as soon as possible. Now let's move to the next one. Number 2. Know your Social Security break-even. This is one of the most consequential financial decisions you will ever make, and most people make it based on a feeling, not math. Here are the numbers. Claim Social Security at 62 instead of waiting until your full retirement age of 67, and your monthly benefit is permanently reduced by 30%. Permanently, for the rest of your life. Let's put real dollars to that. Say your benefit at 67 would be $2,200 per month. At 62, you receive $1,540. That's $660 less every single month, forever. Yes, claiming early means 5 extra years of payments, 60 months of $1,540, which totals $92,400 before the person who waited even collects a dime. Sounds like a win, right? But the person who waited gets $660 more per month. They recover that $92,400 head start in about 140 months, age 78 and a half. If you live past 78 and a half, which statistically most people reaching 62 today will, waiting pays off. Visit ssa.gov this week. Pull your statement. It's free. It takes 10 minutes, and it shows you the exact dollar amounts at 62, 67, and 70. Run those numbers before you make this decision, not after. Number 3, eliminate high-interest debt before you retire. Carrying debt into retirement is one of the most overlooked risks in this entire conversation. According to the Employee Benefit Institute, 70% of Americans aged 55 to 64 carry some form of debt. The average amount? $108,000. And the Federal Reserve reports the average credit card interest rate in 2024 is 22.8%. There is no investment in the world that reliably earns 22.8% annually. Paying off high-interest debt is the guaranteed return you cannot find anywhere else. The strategy? List every debt, smallest balance to largest. Pay minimums on everything except the smallest. Throw every extra dollar at that one until it's gone. Then roll that payment into the next. It's called the debt snowball, and it works because momentum is more powerful than math for most people. Any debt above a 6% interest rate should be gone before you retire. That's the line. Number 4, build a cash buffer. This one changes everything. I want you to think about what happened to people who retired in January 2008. They stepped away from work, opened a bottle of something nice, and then watched their portfolio drop 34% by the end of March. Every month they needed money for groceries, utilities, and car insurance. They had to sell investments at the bottom of the market. They were locking in losses at the exact moment they should have been holding. This is called sequence of returns risk, and according to research from retirement analyst Michael Kitces, a 30% portfolio loss in the first year of retirement can reduce the probability of a 30-year portfolio surviving to near zero, even if the market fully recovers the following year. You've already sold too much. The math doesn't recover. Before you retire, build 12 to 24 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. In 2024, those accounts are paying 4.5 to 5% APY, real returns, while you wait out any downturn. That cash buffer buys you the one thing every retiree desperately needs: time. Number 5, understand what you'll actually spend in retirement. Most pre-retirees estimate their retirement budget from memory. That's a mistake. A 2022 J.P. Morgan asset management study found that actual retirement spending is higher than projected spending for 75% of retirees in the first 5 years. Not lower, higher. Healthcare costs, home repairs, and travel are the 3 categories people consistently underestimate. Here's what to do instead. For the 6 months before you retire, track every dollar you spend. Use Mint, YNAB, or even a spreadsheet. The tool doesn't matter. At the end of 6 months, you have a real baseline. Then make one adjustment. Replace your work expenses, commuting, work clothes, lunches out, with your retirement expenses you expect instead: travel, hobbies, healthcare copays. That recalculated number is your real retirement budget. Build your income plan around that number, not a hope. Okay, 5 items in, and everything so far has been about protecting what you've already built. But the next 8, these are different. These are the moves that most people never make, not because they can't, but because nobody ever sat them down and explained them clearly. These are the difference between a retirement that works and one that quietly runs out of runway 6 or 7 years in. Number 6, maximize your catch-up contributions. The IRS is giving you extra room. Use it. If you're 50 or older, the IRS lets you contribute more to retirement accounts than everyone else. Most people have no idea how much this adds up. In 2024, the standard 401k contribution limit is $23,000 per year. For IRAs, the base limit is $7,000, plus a $1,000 catch-up for those 50 and older. Here's what that means in real dollars. If you're 55 and contribute the extra $7,500 per year for 10 years, with investments growing at the S&P 500's historical average of 10.7% annually, you'll have approximately $128,000 more at age 65 than someone who didn't use those catch-up contributions. $128,000 from paperwork you haven't filed yet. Call your HR department or plan administrator this week. Ask if you're maxing your catch-up contribution. If you're not, start today. Number 7. Plan your Roth conversion window. This is the one most advisors skip. Here's something almost nobody talks about clearly, and it has the potential to save you more money than any single item on this list. When you retire and stop earning a paycheck, your taxable income drops significantly. If you were earning $120,000 a year and you retire at 62, your taxable income might fall to $30,000 or $40,000, whatever you withdraw from savings. You're suddenly in a much lower tax bracket than you've been in for decades. But that window does not stay open forever. At age 65, Medicare premiums kick in, and they're based on your income from 2 years earlier. This is IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. If your income is too high during that window, your Medicare Part B premium can jump from $174.70 per month all the way to $594 or more. That's over $5,000 in additional healthcare costs automatically. Then, at age 73, required minimum distributions begin. The IRS forces you to withdraw a percentage of your traditional IRA and 401k every year, whether you need the money or not. A retiree with $1 million in a traditional IRA at age 73 must withdraw approximately $36,496 that year. That income is taxable. It can push you into a higher bracket, trigger IRMAA, and make more of your Social Security benefits taxable, all at once. Here's the move. The gap between ages 60 and 63, when your income is low but the IRMAA clock hasn't started, is your Roth conversion window. You convert money from your traditional IRA into a Roth IRA, pay tax now at a rate you control, and the money grows tax-free from that point forward. Roth accounts also have no RMDs. The tax savings over a 20-year retirement can be $50,000 to $150,000 or more for someone with a large traditional IRA. This is worth a meeting with a fee-only financial planner or tax advisor to model out specifically. Don't skip it. Number 8. Understand your Medicare options before you need them. Most people discover Medicare's limitations after they need care. That's too late to make smart choices. Here's what most people don't know. Original Medicare, Part A and Part B, covers hospital stays and doctor visits. It does not cover dental, vision, or hearing, and critically, it does not cap your out-of-pocket expenses. In a serious illness, your out-of-pocket costs under Original Medicare can reach $8,000 to $12,000 or more in a single year. Fidelity's 2023 Retiree Healthcare Cost Estimate found that the average 65-year-old couple will spend approximately $315,000 on healthcare costs throughout retirement, even with Medicare coverage. You have two main paths. Medicare supplement plans, also called Medigap, fill the gaps in Original Medicare, but cost more in monthly premiums. Medicare Advantage plans cap your out-of-pocket costs, but restrict which doctors you can see. The right choice depends on your health, your doctors, and where you live. The enrollment window begins 3 months before you turn 65. Miss it, and you face a permanent late enrollment penalty. 10% added to your Part B premium for every 12 months you were eligible but didn't enroll. Go to Medicare.gov at least 6 months before your 65th birthday. not the week before. Number 9. Check your beneficiary designations this week. This is the simplest item on this entire list. It might also be the most important thing you do this week. Here's why. Beneficiary designations override your will. It does not matter what your will says. The name on your retirement account beneficiary form is who receives that money when you die, period. Courts have upheld this in case after case. Here's where it goes wrong. You open a 401k at 28, name your mother as beneficiary. You get married, have children, build a life, and never update that form. You pass away at 68. Your spouse gets nothing. Your mother or her estate receives your entire 401k balance. This is not a hypothetical. This happens regularly. Log into every financial account you hold, your 401k, IRA, life insurance, annuities, and confirm the beneficiary listed. Update anything that's outdated. Name both a primary and a contingent beneficiary. This takes 20 minutes and can prevent years of legal complications for your family. Do it this week, not next month. Number 10. Stress test your withdrawal strategy. The order in which you withdraw money in retirement is almost as important as how much you have saved. The general sequence: withdraw from taxable brokerage accounts first, then traditional IRAs and 401ks, then Roth accounts last. This keeps your tax-deferred and tax-free accounts growing while you spend from accounts that have already been taxed. But the right sequence for you depends on your tax bracket each year, and it changes. T. Rowe Price's research found that tax-efficient withdrawal sequencing can extend the life of a $500,000 portfolio by 3 to 7 additional years compared to random or inefficient withdrawal ordering. 3 to 7 years of financial security, not from saving more, but from spending smarter. Before you retire, model 3 scenarios: one where the market performs well, one where it performs as expected, and one where it drops 25% in the first 2 years. This stress test tells you whether your plan survives a bad start. If it doesn't, you still have time to adjust while you're earning a paycheck. That window closes the day you retire. Number 11. Build a healthcare bridge plan if you're retiring before 65. If you plan to retire before 65, pay close attention. This single item is worth more than most people realize. We're talking about $90,000 or more. Medicare begins at 65. If you retire at 60, 61, 62, or 63, you have a gap, and that gap is expensive. According to eHealth, the average monthly premium for a 60-year-old on a marketplace plan in 2024 is approximately $770 per month before subsidies. For a couple, that's $1,540 per month. Per year, $18,480 in premiums alone, before any copays or deductibles. Over 5 years, from 60 to 65, that's $92,400 at today's rates. Healthcare inflation historically runs at 5 to 7% per year. But here's what most people never find out. If your income in retirement falls below 400% of the federal poverty level, roughly $58,320 for a single person, or $78,880 for a married couple in 2024, you may qualify for Affordable Care Act subsidies that dramatically reduce that premium. This is one of the strongest reasons to carefully manage your taxable income in the early years of retirement. The money is there. Most people just don't know to ask for it. Plan this before you retire. Do not discover the true cost of early retirement health care on your first month without a paycheck. Number 12. Decide what you're retiring to, not just from. Every item so far has been about money. This one is about something that will determine whether any of it matters. According to a 2023 study in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, retirees who retire without a clear sense of purpose or structure report significantly higher rates of depression and cognitive decline within the first 2 years compared to those who retire into something: volunteer work, part-time consulting, a hobby business, travel, community involvement. Your social structure, your sense of purpose, your daily routine, none of these come with the retirement package. You build them, and the time to start building is before you retire. Ask yourself a concrete question. What does a Tuesday look like in your retirement? What does a Thursday look like? If your answer is, "I'll figure it out," that's a gap worth closing now. Talk to people who've retired and are genuinely happy. Ask them specifically what they spend their time on. Model what you want your days to actually look like, not just your portfolio. No financial plan survives a retiree who has nothing to retire to. Number 13. Meet with a fee-only financial planner at least 3 years before you retire. Not a commission-based advisor, a fee-only planner. The distinction matters more than most people realize. A commission-based advisor earns money by selling you products, annuities, whole life policies, managed funds with high expense ratios. Their advice may be good, or it may be shaped by what pays them the most. You often can't tell which. A fee-only fiduciary financial planner earns a flat fee or hourly rate for their advice. They are legally required to act in your best interest. They don't earn commissions. NAFPA, the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors, maintains a directory at nafpa.org. A comprehensive retirement plan review typically costs $2,000 to $5,000. That might sound steep. Consider this. The average American leaves $111,000 in Social Security benefits on the table by claiming at the wrong time, according to United Income Research. A single hour with a qualified planner at $300 that correctly walks you through your claiming strategy is one of the best returns you'll ever see on a financial decision. But here's the critical detail. Meet with them at least 3 years before you retire. Not 6 months before, 3 years, because almost every strategy on this list, Roth conversions, withdrawal sequencing, Medicare planning, catch-up contributions, requires runway to implement. The planner can draw you the map, but you need the time to actually drive it. Now, if you walk away from this video and do nothing, this is not what this video is made for. So here are the 5 action steps I want you to take this week, not someday, this week. 1. Log in to ssa.gov and pull your Social Security statement. Look at your projected benefit at 62, 67, and 70. 10 minutes. Do it tonight. 2. Log into every retirement account you own and check the beneficiary designation. Update anything that hasn't been touched since before your last major life change. 3. Write down your current monthly spending across every category: housing, food, transportation, healthcare, entertainment. Add it up. Multiply your annual total by 25. That number is your retirement savings target. Write it on a piece of paper and put it somewhere you'll see it. 4. Call your 401k plan administrator and ask one question. Am I currently capturing the full employer match, and am I maxing the catch-up contribution? If the answer to either is no, fix it this week. 5. Go to napfa.org and find a fee-only financial planner in your area. You don't have to call today, just find one. That's the first step toward a plan that is actually built around your numbers, not a general rule someone read in a magazine. David, the man I told you about at the beginning of this video, didn't have any of this when he walked out of his office for the last time. You do. Use it. If this video was useful to you, subscribe. And if you want to go deeper on how having a pension in retirement changes everything in retirement, click on the left video. And if you want to know about the retirement sweet spot where you can stop contributing to your 401k and still grow your account, click on the right video. Whichever you choose, I'll see you there.